5:33 here this morning. Families in Nashville are organizing vigils and funerals after 6 people, including 3 children, were killed in a school shooting on Monday morning. We know that the shooter was armed with 2 assault-style firearms and a handgun as well. Lawmakers here locally in Washington have been pushing for a ban on assault weapons in this legislative session. The Senate Committee on Law and Justice advancing this House bill we've told you about, House Bill 1240. That's a new law that would ban the sale, manufacture, and import of assault weapons in the state. Now, the bill does not ban the possession of assault weapons, and it does allow for reasonable exemptions for manufacture and sale to law enforcement and the military.
I am here making this comment as a mother of small children and who fears every day that moment when my kid is going to come and ask me why they are preparing for the next mass shooting.
Well, the bill now heads toward a full Senate hearing and vote after it did pass the House 55-42. So on the federal level, meanwhile, the president is continuing to call for gun reform. Doug Luzader joining us now from Washington, D.C. this morning to talk more about this. Doug, good morning here. So what's the latest on the back and forth right now when it comes to gun reform legislation in D.C.? Is there any movement here?
Well, no, there's not, and nor did we expect any. The president is calling for renewal of the so-called assault weapon ban. He's been calling for that for a while. He's certainly intensifying those calls now in the wake of that shooting. But, the numbers just aren't there in Congress to renew this, and nor is there unanimity among Democrats on this issue.
So, as we mentioned here, in our state, across the country right now, we are seeing lawmakers working on different types of state gun-related regulations. So what's the chance that if other states sort of pass similar laws, that could maybe put pressure on D.C. lawmakers to consider federal legislation, or are we just looking at state regulations right now?
Well, there's a great deal of federal legislation involving gun sales, and we just saw the last Congress pass additional laws. Now, whether something else is ultimately going to come of this, difficult to say, but a ban on assault-style weapons does not seem to be in the offing now.
Yeah, and I do want to ask you about the atmosphere. When something like this happens, and it's happened a lot, what is the atmosphere like there in D.C. when something like this goes on?
Well, listen, I think everyone is concerned to hear something like this, obviously, and for parents that those of us that send our kids out to school, it's obviously very concerning, and it raises questions about how safe schools are. It also raises questions about law enforcement and their role, and whether we should return to the idea of school resource officers, for instance. That's going to be a part of the debate moving forward as well.
Okay. We will keep watching it. Doug Luzader, we appreciate you reporting live from Washington, D.C. this morning.
So much.
Thanks for joining us.